What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with a chapter prediction for One Piece chapter 1081. Now, the last two chapters have been awesome. They have been incredible. Now, ever since Wano, One Piece has been just ramping it up, ramping it up, ramping it up. And I mean, it's just getting better and better and better and better. I've been a part of One Piece since it first aired in the United States on like 4 Kids TV. That's when I fell in love with it. But chapter 1080 was just epic. So there is going to be spoilers for anyone who does not read the manga, for anyone who's just in the anime. This is going to be my predictions for what might happen in 1081. What we've seen in the last few chapters, right? Between uh there being a big question that Zoro wants to ask Vegapunk, because I mean that can't just be out of nowhere, because that was one of the very first things happened that come across a Vegapunk. Zoro wants to ask a question. That's something I'm very curious on, because why not? What would Zoro want to ask Vegapunk in the first place? You know what I mean? But between that, hearing about a big old, spy. There's a spy, amongst the Vagapunks. That was a very interesting one. Ironically, I wasn't surprised that it was York, considering York is gluttony, and gluttony is the epitome of greed, at least in a way. So, I wasn't too surprised for it to be that one. And in all honesty, out of all of them, who actually had the most time? Yeah. So, saw that one coming. Not too surprised, but with that all happening, with basically seeing the Blackbeard pirates show up at Egghead. They're off the coast of Egghead, meaning they're going to show up at some point in time. So something interesting is going to happen there. I'm going to tie into that. We got to see Shanks finally do something, and what he did was awesome. I mean, holy crap! One hit KO'd the entire Kid Pirates. I don't think Kid is done. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back. I think there's something special he needs to do. I think there's something gonna be about that, but I think the Kid Pirates are gonna be done. I think Kid and Killer will probably continue on their journey about what they're gonna do. Maybe him, Killer, and a few others, but I think the Kid Pirates are done. I think Kid just wanted to get to the New World to look for someone very in particular. But yeah, we got to see Shanks's divine departure. You know what I mean? Like that was epic. But the funny thing is, it wasn't just Shanks's attack. That was also Goldie Rogers' attack. So I think there's something along in there. Now, he was a part of the crew, so it makes sense. And the fact that he's a pure out hockey user, just like Roger, it also makes sense with the fact that he's also a swordsman. So yeah, I think it's mainly he took the name out of respect for Roger, and with the fact that it's the same style attack. But that was awesome. Okay, 1079 was awesome. Now, 1080. Okay, 1080. So if you haven't read it yet, read it. So spoilers right after this one, right now. But 1080 from the start was interesting because you see, some dialogue here and there. You're now getting a glimpse into what Teach's idea is. He kind of wants to he wants to become a king. That way he can weasel his way into the revelry, meaning he's planning this, and the next revelry is going to be in a year or more. So he's planning this. Now, see, the thing is, usually, if you have not noticed, usually once we kind of come across what his plan is, it almost all the time comes into fruition. And that started all the way back when we first met Teach, back before they went to Skypiea. You know what I mean? All the way till now. Okay. So the dude has risen out of the ranks from being just someone we just randomly see eating a freaking pie. Yeah, I mean, all the way to like now. He went from that to a warlord. Not even just a warlord, but an emperor of the sea. So now he wants to become a king. He wants to make the pirate kingdom. Okay. So then he can go to revelry. And then I'm pretty sure after that he wants to probably eliminate everybody and then become king of the world, much like Roxy Zebek's plan was. But along in 1080, we see that Kobe admits that he's a part of Sword, and they wouldn't trade for him. Kuzan, he kind of admits to that, but at the same time, Teach is like, I don't care. You're a hero. And the Navy's not going to just toss a hero out without having repercussions. So Teach is like going like this. Either way, it's a double edged sword. Either I'm going to get what I want, and the government's going to be kind of like really careful after that. Like, really, really careful after that. And, he becomes kingdom. Or they lose a hero, lose faith in the Marines, which then means the Marines probably start losing more people who will then follow them. I mean, they already lost one kingdom that, decided to revolt and then got destroyed. So that was epic. Remember that. So we get to see like a lot of the Blackbeard pirates. We get to see what kind of devil fruits they got and everything else. So seeing this matchup is gonna be quite interesting because a lot of people are speculating right now. First and foremost, before anything, it's gonna be the red-haired pirates versus the Blackbeard pirates at some point in time. Which honestly, I can see that being a huge possibility considering Shanks literally had the opportunity to go and meet Luffy. Luffy beat Kaido. That could have been the opportunity to at least meet up, but I think their meetup and Luffy giving that hat, because in all honesty, a lot of people think, oh yeah, Luffy's going to give the hat back to Shanks. No, he's not. I think he's going to pass that hat on to the next generation of pirates. Like, Luffy's going to come across another pirate, or another young man, another young lady, somebody, who's going to remind him of him or of someone else, and or technically watch of Shanks. It's gonna be Shanks, and he's gonna give them that hat. Guaranteed, it's gonna be something along those lines when One Piece ends. It isn't gonna be Luffy giving the hat to Shanks. But so this is what I'm thinking with everything that's gone on with us seeing a few accumulations because we already know that Blackbeard, at least I'm assuming Blackbeard's not on the island. I don't think they're going to do a Blackbeard versus Garp fight because some people believe that Garp would lose. I don't think so. The reason why I think Oda wouldn't do a Garp versus Blackbeard fight is strictly because Garp would win. Like, Garp would win. Like, he would win. Like, if you saw what he did, Galaxy Impact. What? Like, I got the chills when I saw that. Like, when Garp sat there, he literally launched his ship. This was almost an equivalent to what the Going Sunny does when it freaking launches itself using the cola cannon and everything, right? Well, he launches his ship right into the middle of the city, okay? And he hops off his boat, right, his ship, and he literally is like, "Do you pirates have any idea who you kidnapped? You kidnapped the future of the Marines, but not only that, my protege, and then you just see him Galaxy Impact and destroy an entire city with his fist from like hundreds of feet in the air. Like, what? What? Oh my god. You see Divine Departure, Shanks, but not only just Divine Departure, Shanks sees the future like 10 seconds plus into the future, somehow teleports, which means he's that fast, and Divine Departures the shnikey out of Kid and Killer. One shots the crap out of both of them. Right? Done. Done. And then, of course, Dorian Broggy, Ikaku Sovereignty, there goes their ship. They are done. Oh crap. Now I'm pretty sure 1081 might have them wash ashore onto, Elbath. Maybe it might be sometime down the line. But one of the other conflicts we've seen, but have not actually seen in a while, which since we've seen Garp now, was what happened between Law and Blackbeard, right? So I think 1081 might be like a duel, kind of like what's happening. So we're gonna get a glimpse of what happened between Law and Blackbeard. Okay, now we're gonna get that, and then at the same time we're gonna get what's gonna happen with what's happening at Egghead. So like a finishing moments to what's going on with Egghead and what Blackbeard pirates are there. Okay, and the whole culmination and ending of that. Right. So first off, the whole Blackbeard and Law fight. So I'm thinking Law is going to somewhat win against Blackbeard. It's not gonna be a defined an actual like victory, but Law's gonna win and Law's going to escape from Blackbeard. At least that's my assumption. I don't think Blackbeard's gonna capture Law or get the devil fruit from him, but it's gonna be pretty close. Because I don't see both Law and Kid getting taken out right now, especially not Law. Kid maybe that's definitely given, but hey, right now not Law. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a decent attack. Law's gonna escape because he's really good at that, especially with the fact that he has broadened his room capabilities with his actual devil fruit and his shock willy, which is it's just freaking hilarious. Love it. But so that's gonna what's gonna happen. We're gonna see like the whole fight, and I can't wait to see that. That fight's probably going to be really good, like a really good fight. And then it's gonna cut off to a panel or some panels that are gonna be like, oh hey, Egghead, and guaranteed it's gonna be us seeing who is there. And I mean, we already have a good idea who it is. We already know. So, it's going to be them getting there. Now, with the fact that we know York is the traitor, and we now know that, the whole purpose is to destroy Egghead, right? I think what's going to happen is York is going to escape with the Blackbeard Pirates, right? York is going to escape with the Blackbeard Pirates. So the Blackbeard Pirates now are going to have a Vagapunk on their team. Okay, which then means now they have the capability of one of the world's smartest scientists because York is a vagabond, despite the fact that all she does is eat, sleep, shit, piss, and everything else, right? But despite all that, she's gonna go with them. It's more than likely going to be like a whole like Kizaru's gonna do his thing. He's gonna like freeze up some people. That one guy, which I think he had teleporting powers, if I remember correctly, he's going to teleport to probably where York is, get York out of there. From there, it's more than likely going to be like Luffy and everyone else fighting against Kizaru. Because I'm pretty sure Kizaru's going to show up, and he's more than likely going to start fighting some of the Straw Hats, which would honestly be very interesting because you also got to remember one of the Gorosei is on their way. Now, I would love, considering we got to see Garp display some power, I'm pretty sure the Gorosei ain't just some weak ass old men. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're pretty tough, right? So I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up seeing a good fight, possibly between the Saint and possibly Luffy. Maybe not a full on conflict, but he's gonna get a good grasp on like what Luffy might be capable of, right? So what's gonna be happening here is going to end up what's going to develop into more future chapters. Because right now, a whole lot of crazy stuff is going on. So I can see that. I can see Luffy, Vegapunk. I'm pretty sure all the Vegapunks are going to escape, other than Shaka, unless Shaka somehow miraculously survives and it like missed his vital spots or whatever. Maybe, but we shall see on that one. I'm on the fence with that. Honestly, I think he's probably dead. But I'm pretty sure Luffy and the crew are gonna save Vegapunk, get the rest of them all out of there. They're more than likely going to keep one of them with them at all times, and or some people assume they're gonna go back to Wano and then go on their journey, which I don't think they're gonna do that. Honestly, if they're gonna go to Wano, what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna give the other Vegapunks, like the other group that gets off, any other survivors, right? So let's say two or three, or the rest of them survive, other than the main satellite, right? They get sent to Wano, while the main Vegapunk, which would be safer with Luffy and the crew, so he stays with them. So Luffy and the crew now have their own Vegapunk, which then now is kind of vying of the who's gonna be who. It's gonna be Luffy and Blackbeard versus each other at the end, which a lot of people already kind of came to that conclusion, right? So, to my assumption to what's gonna happen after, Egghead with Luffy and the crew leaving is they're probably gonna start making their way towards Elbath. Now we already know Shanks and them are leaving Elbath, right? Because Shanks is hunting after Blackbeard. So that's gonna be like the 1081 prediction, right? That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen, and it's gonna probably end somewhere on a cliffhanger to where they're leaving, or maybe it'll be like somewhat along the lines of Shanks going off, because we already know Shanks' goal is to go after Teach in some way, shape, or form at some point, and that's happening soon. So that's gonna be the big thing. Now, a lot of people know that Blackbeard and Luffy are going to be fighting. What's going to be the main catalyst for that, though? My assumption, my big thing is Blackbeard's going to defeat Shanks in some way, shape, or form. Blackbeard is going to defeat Shanks, not in a honorable way. I mean, it's Blackbeard. He's going to do some sneaky, shady stuff, and he's going to kill Shanks in some way, shape, or form, right? And that's good. What's gonna cattle just send it off, and or maybe Shanks has that plan already. Shanks is very smart and very strong, so seeing what could happen, I don't know, but that is what I'm assuming 1081 is going to be roughly about, which is going to be bringing off more of what's going to happen. I'm mainly hoping we actually get to see the Saint fight Luffy a little bit. You know what I mean? I want to see that Gorosei fight Luffy, and I want to see Kizaru possibly fight Zoro, or maybe Sanji or somebody. Definitely gonna be one of them. It's gonna be Zoro or Sanji. Either way, it's definitely gonna be one of them, which would be awesome. But yeah, because we've already seen so many different things, so we got to definitely finish out with what's going on with uh Blackbeard and Law. We gotta see that, and then the Gorosei. Those are the two big ones I think are more likely going to be in the next chapter. Hopeful. So we're on a break, which I don't blame Oda. So it's like, dude, take your breaks. This stuff is awesome. This is like the best manga and anime I've ever seen. So just, man, keep going. Take the breaks as many times as you need. We're loving it. We're loving it. So that's what I believe is going to be, I should say recap. I believe the end of the chapter of 1081 is basically going to be showing off Teach, Law, and maybe what's going on with the Gorosei. That would be a good one, especially the Gorosei. But that's it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to try to do more One Piece videos because I just don't do enough of those, and I love One Piece so much. But there's so many other One Piece YouTubers out there who get way more views than me. So And honestly, I watch all their stuff anyway, so I honestly don't care. But keep an eye out, guys. I'll definitely be doing more chapter predictions and probably more than likely, oh hey, new chapters out, official chapter releases and stuff like that on Viz and Shonen and all that. So catch me for the next one. Later, y'all.